up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down.
You are listening to Pizain's podcast on the Three Bozos Network. Yo, let's go.
Welcome to a special edition of Pizain's podcast on the Three Bozos Network. I am your host, Pizain the Pizain. Before we get started, as always, don't forget to follow, subscribe, download our podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're on pretty much every platform. Additionally, go to social media. You'll find us on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Just do a search for the Three Bozos podcast. Look for the three scary-looking clowns wearing snazzy suits. That's us. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a comment. Let us know you're out there. I read all of them. I love interacting with the people who listen to our show because, well, you're the ones who make it happen. So, some big news happened yesterday. The former president and Republican candidate for the 2024 election, Donald J. Trump, came inches away from being assassinated. If you haven't seen the video by now, which I don't know how you haven't, I've probably seen it at least 50 times at this point. Trump is giving a rally in Pennsylvania. The very beginning, he had just started. He's looking to his right, and that's probably what saved his life, honestly. As he's looking to his right, a bullet grazes his ear. If he was looking straight on at the crowd, he'd be dead. It would have gone right through his temple. But he's looking at, so that, you know, this is historical stuff. This is like a history book moment. Presidents don't get this close to death very often, you know, assassinated. The last time something like this happened was Ronald Reagan. That was a history book moment, and so is this. A lot of stuff to unpack with this one. I can tell you straight up, if Trump didn't have the election in the bag before, he does now. He gets shot in the ear. He hits the ground after grabbing his ear. Secret Service jumps on top of him. He says, they go to move him. He goes, "Let me get my shoes." I don't know why he needs his shoes, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know. And then he goes, "Wait, hold on one moment." And he peers out from behind the Secret Service, lifts a fist up and says, "Fight, fight, fight." There is a photo circling the internet right now where it is a photographer from below the stage, and it's Trump with blood coming down his ear and down his face with his fist raised up high, defiantly looking with a American flag flying above his head. If it wasn't such a serious situation, it would almost seem like it was set up, like it was staged. It is just the most perfect, like the most America thing that you could ever see. Like if you go with the stereotypical meme, America, it's really what it is. And yeah, it's a big deal. Some people I know are trying to kind of downplay this, but no, this is a huge deal. This is like, when we're all dead, this will be in a history book. President Trump almost was assassinated by a 20-year-old unhinged person. His name was Thomas Matthew Crooks from Pennsylvania. He's from a suburb of Pittsburgh. He stayed at home with his parents. both of which were behavioral care counselors. I'm reading this from theguardian.com. There's some more information on this guy. There's no mention of criminal or traffic citations, as well as financial problems such as foreclosures. So they're saying here there's no hint at his political leanings. I've seen things saying that when he first turned 18, he registered as a Republican and then quickly switched to Democrat. That he got the gun. It was legally registered to his father. He stole the gun from his father. And back in high school, they interviewed some people he went to high school with. They said he was he was bullied a lot. Bullied, kind of like the Columbine kids, and it kind of led to the same thing. So bullying bad leads to, you can't blame it on that, leading to trying to assassinate a president. But I mean, here we go. This is the pressure cooker finally blowing, where we've had all this divisiveness since 2016 that has just been a fever pitch. It's been completely just building up and building up. And this is what it builds up to. You get unhinged people trying to assassinate Trump because you have people out there who want to say he is the next Hitler. And then in the next breath, they want to, say he has a speedy recovery. Well, which is it? Because if he's the next Hitler, Hitler killed 6 million Jews, 8 million people total, I believe, in the concentration camps, not to mention all the people. Yeah, worst person in history. And if Trump is the next Hitler, then why are you feeling bad now? It's because it was a political talking point for you. And then when shit got real, you're like, oh no, I got to do damage control. Got to act like I care. If you really cared, you wouldn't be, basically saying he's a threat to democracy, that he, all of these things, that he's going to basically be an emperor of our country. Because if that's the case, then you'd have justified him being killed. And you wouldn't be, cowtailing to make yourself look good. So, yeah. And it goes, it can kind of go both ways, I guess. Nobody's really calling to, you don't see death threats to Joe Biden as much. That's because he's on death's door, but he's naturally probably going to go out. Yeah, Trump's going to win this in a landslide now, though. It's just, the optics are just too good for him. Love him or hate him, there's no way Joe Biden is winning this. Even if they get rid of Joe Biden and they bring in Kamala Harris, runs, I think she'll do worse than Biden. Even if Gavin Newsom, at this point, it's just not going to work. The damage is done between the debate, between the Democrats' uncertainty on whether Biden should even run, trying to get him out there for a new candidate, and then now this, which is like the best photo op of all time, maybe. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Unfortunately, there were casualties other than the shooter. There was this is the reports I'm seeing now, firefighter in the stands, and when he heard the first gunshot, he jumped onto his daughter who was next to him, and he ended up getting shot and killed. So that's very sad. These are the real heroes. When people say like athletes are their heroes or actors or things like that, it's people like firefighters, even policemen. I know people want to say police are bad, and some of them are, like the Uvalde police who wouldn't rush into a classroom while, children were being massacred by a sicko freak. You have the ones that use force when it is not necessary. But then you have the ones that save people's lives every day that don't get noticed at all. And these kind of people are the real heroes. And unfortunately, a hero died yesterday protecting his family because, again, some sicko on a roof trying to snipe out the president and had some casualties in the process. So that kind of brings me to my next point. How did this guy get up there to begin with? This place should be locked down. There should be no way. So he gets on top of this roof, this metal building. He army crawls over the roof with an AK-47. I believe that's what they said. It was an AK. It might have been an AR. And he's able to take 6 shots at the president before Secret Service takes him down. First off, how does that happen? Secondly, there are various reports going around, especially there's this guy, and I don't know his name, but he's wearing a lot of MAGA stuff, of course. He's at a MAGA rally, and he's wearing a visor, blonde hair, and he says that 3 to 4 minutes before he even shot that gun, that they're telling local police, the police officers around, hey, this guy has a gun. He's on top of the roof. He has a gun. And it took them 4 minutes before that shot came out. He got the shots off before they could snipe him and take him out. I don't even know what to think about that. I don't want to hint at any kind of conspiracy theory or anything like that because there's just not enough information to know this stuff. Is it just incompetence? That's pretty damn incompetent, you know? You have these guys that are there to protect the former president and front runner to win it all. And you let this guy, this nobody who has no training, just get within reach, within inches of killing a president. It's just ridiculous. So I'm sure we'll hear stories, coming out as the time goes on about how did they let this happen. It's kind of reminiscence of the whole October 7th attack in Israel. It's like that is they're what they are known for is intelligence. They are the cream of the crop when it comes to intelligence, and yet they allowed people in hang gliders to come over a wall along with other ways and completely, kill thousands of people, kidnap hundreds others, and it's like, what did people just get complacent and they just think these things aren't going to happen? Well, anyway. And of course, the memes are already out. The memes are everywhere. We got 50 Cent even. He's doing concerts with Trump in the on the big screen in the background, where he's on his own cover. They take 50 out and they put Trump on there. But yeah, who knows? They're just gonna keep coming out more and more memes. And then you got to ask yourself, is there going to be a copycat? Are more people going to attempt this? Or are they going to lock this shit down a little better? I don't know. But before I get on to that, they also found explosives in this guy's car, the shooter. They found explosives in his car. So he wasn't just looking to take out Trump. I mean, he was looking to cause mass, casualties. I guess he thinks that, support MAGA, yeah, you're just as bad as he is. That there are no innocent MAGA people, Republicans. They're all evil. I say we, I'm not really a Republican these days. More libertarian. But anywho, yeah, you're just going to see all these political pundits. They're going to continue to give their opinion on it. And Candace Owens already coming out and saying that there's a conspiracy to take out Donald Trump. I don't know if I believe that or not. Maybe maybe. Who knows? Our government's done some shady things in the past, but I don't know if they go this far. Well, they did it with JFK. If you ask me, they did it with JFK. That was the CIA, if you ask me. Conspiracy theory. I think almost everybody can agree it wasn't who they said it was. Maybe it wasn't the CIA. Maybe it was the mob. There's a theory that might have been the mafia, and then there's theories, that JFK, he didn't want to go with the CIA's plan on some stuff with Cuba, and he was going to expose the CIA. It was like I really wish I could remember what the plan was. It was a CIA plot, maybe to assassinate the leader of Cuba, whose name is escaped, Fidel Castro, which they've attempted many times. And I want to say JFK didn't want to go along with it, and he was going to expose the CIA, and then that's when he was killed. That's one of the theories. So if that one's true, then why wouldn't they go after Trump too? I'm going to stop short of saying that, though, because I don't know. Like I said, I like my conspiracy theories, but that one's a little, that's based on nothing other than theory. I like a little bit of, even if it's circumstantial evidence, some sort of evidence backing up when I believe these things. So we'll just keep that one at theory and write it off to some crazy lunatic trying to take out the orange man bad. So, but yeah, get ready to hear this for weeks and weeks. This will be what everyone talks about, but also pay attention to all the other stories happening out there, all the things happening with the Ukraine and with Israel and any other news that's been brushed under the rug. They say these things happen in threes. Deaths happen in threes. And, well, we can think maybe we just lost Richard Simmons, Dr. Ruth, and Shannon Doherty from 90210. Maybe one of them was supposed to live, and Trump was supposed to die. And, well, something happened. Something like a monkey paw situation. Who knows? Old Shannon Doherty. She was probably my least favorite on 90210. Here's a little inside scoop. When me and Bose were kids, like 4th, 5th grade, something like that, him and I both watched Beverly Hills 90210. We both had huge celebrity crush on Jenny Garth back then. And, we would talk about it in elementary school. 90210, Bose. Hey, old Shannon Doherty. She was known as the bitch on the show. And I guess behind the scenes, too. That's why they got rid of her. Her whole career, she was difficult to work with. But she ended up getting breast cancer. And it spread to her brain. And unfortunately, she passed. And, so it happened in threes. It happened all within 2 days. And then we almost lost a president, ex-president, and more than likely future president. So the world is crazy. It sure is. Well, give me a second here. I will try to delay a little bit. Because, as always, even if it's a special edition of Pizain's podcast, we like to give you a day in history. Well, I don't think I have one today. Because as I pull it up, I did not get... Wait, hold on. I know. Sometimes these run smoothly, and other times they don't. I'm not perfect. But instead of editing all this stuff up, I want you to have the real, raw feel of how this goes. Sometimes it gets fucked up. And sometimes, well, it runs like a well-tuned machine, well-oiled machine. Today we need to change that oil. Julius Caesar, born in 100 BCE. Brutus et tu. Oh no. First World Cup begins in Uruguay in 1930. Sir Patrick Stewart was born in 1940. Everyone loves Sir Patrick Stewart. If it's Star Trek The Next Generation, or if it's Professor X from the X-Men. Even doing voiceover work for American Dad. He is the man. Artist Frida Kahlo dies in 1954. I feel like I've had a lot of Frida talk in the last few days. Live Aid concert raises more than $125 million for African famine relief in 1985. Yeah, that was a huge deal. That was like the biggest concert of all time. And if you've ever seen Freddie Mercury with Queen doing his bit at Live Aid, it is like one of the most epic performances of all time. It's fantastic. I recommend checking it out. Well, we have a quote from Sir Patrick Stewart. It is what you do from now on that will either move our civilization forward a few tiny steps, or else begin to march us steadily backwards. Well, what I do from now on, and the other bozos, will either move our civilization forward, or our podcast forward, a few tiny steps, one follower at a time, or else begin to march us steadily backwards, where we lose followers. I hope that doesn't happen. So we will continue to give everyone 110% to build up that listener base as you hear the soothing tone of our voices at least 3 times a week. And in that, build an army of sorts, a bozo army that listens, learns, and loves. So don't forget to follow, subscribe, download our podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Follow us on social medias, X, TikTok, and Instagram. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a comment. If you didn't notice, the other 2 bozos could not make it this week. Probably should have started off the episode saying this, but Brooksy boy, he just got his power back from Hurricane Beryl. I think it's Beryl. Yeah, they knocked out all the power in the whole area. He just got his power back, so he couldn't make it. And Javier had to take a nap. Bose was sleepy last night, and he texted me at 1 a.m. saying, just woke up from my nap. See ya. Well, indeed, see ya. So that's why we had our special edition of Pizain's podcast to kind of make up for it. But hopefully the guys will join us next week. You might start seeing a little bit of a schedule adjustment. We're going to try some new days. But we will keep you tuned on what those days will be. Well, until next time. See ya.